Welcome to the Jaron Jarvis channel. I am Jaron Jarvis. Today, I would like to introduce to you, we mistakenly investigated a car crash. The car was full of joy as we all sang Walking in Memphis, which was on full volume from the car's radio. It was 12:30, and my roommates and I, Carl, Dave, Tristan, were all drunk as hell. Ryan, my fourth roommate, was lucky enough to draw the short straw. He was designated driver, and wasn't too happy about it. Fortunately, he was in a good enough mood to sing along as we practically screamed the chorus. We saw the lights right as the "Do You Really Feel the Way I Feel?" part came on. While they looked like car lights, they were not on the road or even pulled onto the service road. Holy shit, Cal, who was in shotgun, muttered. Ryan slowed the car down so we could get a better look. It was a sedan, at least 20 feet down a hill, off the side of the road, its front crumpled against a tree. The inside lights were all on, and the reflective airbags were visibly deployed. Ryan eased the car to a stop. We all looked at each other, confused and concerned, and still half drunk. "What should we do?" asked Cal. "Call 911, obviously." Ryan muttered, pulling at his phone. "I'm gonna go out there and see if people need some help," Tristan said. Me, Carl, and Dave nodded our heads in agreement. We drunkenly left the car, leaving the doors wide open as we shuffled along the dark highway, no other cars in sight. We made it to the edge of the road, and peered down. The tire tracks down the hill proved it had been going pretty fast when it veered off the hill. It went down 20 feet before crashing into a tree. The smoking engine was visible through the broken hood. I heard footsteps behind us, followed by Ryan's voice. "I called 911, they'll send an ambulance as soon as they see a." He was interrupted by Cal. "Crap, there's someone down there." Cal pointed a shaking finger to the front seat, where we could now make out a figure. "Shit, we gotta help 'em," Dave said, obviously sobering up. We all murmured approving statements, except Ryan. "What? No, we don't need to do anything. The ambulance will be here any minute." "Yeah, but it's 4-1. I replied. "And what if they need our help now?" Dave said. So with that note, the five of us, one very reluctantly, made our way down the hill, and towards the car. As we carefully stepped down the hill, we made out the figure. It was a woman. She looked to be unconscious, blood dripping down the side of her head. "We got to get her out of there," someone said. I don't remember who. The rest agreed. We walked over. She was still alive, but pretty banged up. There was a large use but non-fatal gash on her head. The door opened easily, and Carl, the strongest of us, was able to lift her out. We all helped carry her up to the side of the road, where Dave took his jacket off and put it down as a pillow for this injured woman. We all stood there, waiting for an ambulance to arrive, when she started talking. It didn't sound like anything of substance. Trauma-induced delusions. She continued talking, and eventually started to make sense. We heard "Crash dear fast scared." Right about then, Ryan squatted down, trying to talk, or calm this crash victim. "Hello Mom," he said almost nervously. "We've called the ambulance. They're gonna get here any minute now." Then she started laughing. It started as an innocent laugh of relief and maybe delusion. But then, it progressed into a manic, crazed laugh. It got loud. We all were a little freaked out, but Ryan leaned in. "Hey. Are you okay?" he asked, a little nervously. No reply. He bent down closer, seemingly trying to ask again. Then it happened. She opened her mouth wide. Wider than any human should be able to, exposing rows of painfully large teeth, covered in oozing drool. Her eyes grew wide and almost perfectly white. With one swift movement she had clenched down onto Ryan's head. "Fuck. Shit, holy fuck," we yelled as this thing had Ryan trapped in its jaw. He was still squirming, but it intently looked at him, and bit down even harder. Blood oozed out from the gaps in his teeth. We booked it towards the car, in a moment of selfishness, forgetting about our injured friend. The open doors made it easy to get in. I hopped in the passenger side, and slammed the door shut. It was followed by every other door, as everyone made it in. Dave started the car as we all watched this thing consume Ryan from the safety of our car. I puked all over the dashboard. We didn't move, we were transfixed in this incident. For some weird reason we were watching this creature eat our friend. Even today I can't explain it. Then the sirens came. The ambulance was distant, but then got closer. As this creature realized, it released the headless body of Ryan and closed its mouth. Its eyes shrank from soulless white mirrors to normal eyes, as it laid down back onto the road. I glanced in the rearview mirror to see an ambulance pull up, followed by a state cop. "Fuck this," Dave said, putting the car into drive. His voice sounded different, and as I looked over, I saw he was almost crying. He floored the car, desperate to leave. I was having second thoughts. We should have stayed with Ryan, but then I heard it. Gunshots. Distant, yet distinct. At least 7, before they stopped. We all just looked at each other, as Dave increased the speed to 75. We didn't know what to do, and by time we got home, we didn't even bother to sleep. We just sat in the living room, with CNN on the TV. The night went slow, but in the early morning we were stirred by aggressive knocks on the door. Fearing the worst, we armed ourselves with various knives and baseball bats. I opened the door, not to reveal any strange creature here to consume us, but cops. Most were wearing typical police uniforms with Madison County Sheriff on it. But in the back were the 3 men with FBI windbreakers and dark sunglasses. The cop nearest to me spoke up. "Morning, sir. We'd like to have a quick chat."